Hi, welcome to 6th grade language. This is for lesson 147, and this is Wednesday, so we are going to be looking at pages 226 to 228, and you also have quiz 13. So we're going to do a little bit of review. As part of the review, we're going to go over Think A, which you should have done with the last lesson. So we're going to go over the answers, and we're going to see how it is an adjective or an adverb based on that, because that is a big part of the quiz that you're going to take. So I want you to make sure you know the difference between those adjectives and adverbs, because they can get tricky, but there are ways to know. Okay, so let's just jump right in. Number one, what is the minimum hourly wage? Okay, hourly is underlined, so we are going to see if hourly is being used as an adjective or an adverb. Now, it does end in ly, but what is it describing? Is it describing a noun or a pronoun, or is it describing, a verb, an adjective, or another adverb? All right, so hourly wage. What is the minimum hourly wage? Hourly what? Wage, hourly wage. Okay, so it's describing wage, and what is wage? A noun, okay? So this one is an adjective, okay? So number one should be adjective. If you got that, great. If you didn't, correct it so that you can use this to study, okay? Number two, the patient's temperature was checked hourly, okay? So one of the things that you can also do is to find your subject and verb right away, okay? So we didn't do that with the first one, but this one would be very easy, would help you if we found our subject and verb, okay? The patient's temperature was checked hourly. Temperature, that's what we're talking about, right? So that's our noun, that's our subject. What about the temperature? Was checked, it was checked. And so was checked is our verb, it's a verb phrase. So the temperature was checked when? Hourly, okay, so it answers when, and it goes back to a verb. So that's an adverb. That's a really good way to check that, is to see if it answers what kind of question it answers. Because if it's answering where, when, how often, or to what extent, it's an adverb. But if it's answering which kind, which one, what kind, how many, how much, or whose, then you know it's an adjective. So using those two ways, whether what it's describing or what question it answers, will really help you. So those two, I wanted to go more in depth on the first two, but we're just going to go through. I'm just going to give you the answers to the other ones. If you didn't get that right, we will be, then you can hopefully get it right. You can write the correct answer, and you can see, check it with the first two, whichever one it was, check it with one of those and see, okay, so what does this have in common, and how can I remember that next time, okay? So number three is an adverb. Number four is an adjective. Number five is an adverb. And number six is an adjective. Number seven is an adverb. And number eight is an adjective. Number 9 is an adverb. And number 10 is an adjective. Number 11 is an adjective, and number 12 is an adverb, okay? It kind of had a pattern going there for a little bit. All right, so I hope you got those right. If not, you can go back in the video, pause this, and go back and get those correct answers, okay? So Think B, you're doing the exact same thing. You are just identifying whether it's an adjective or an adverb. So we went over that pretty extensively, so I'll let you do that one on your own. The go back section is actually homework for this lesson, but it is Wednesday, even though you guys are not going out. There is still, some of your churches are probably still having church. If our church is still having church, so if you need one to watch and want to hop on and watch our church, that would be great. But you can do the go back after you've done Think B. So you're going to go back and list all the adjectives except for articles and the adverbs in Think A and Think B. So what So all the other adjectives or adverbs that are not underlined. So don't include the ones that are underlined, but do other ones that are listed in there. But you don't have to have a, and, or the, or articles, okay? So just the ones that would be other than those, okay? All right, do your own job. So before we move on to that, I am going to let you pause the video, take your quiz 13, do your best. When you come back, we're gonna look at page 227 and 228. All right, we're gonna take a look at some words up here. We've got sure, real, good, and swift, okay? So these words are most commonly used as adverbs when these really would be adjectives, okay? So an adjective in this most of the time, adjectives do not end in ly. It's adverbs that end in ly. These are prime examples of words that we can add an ly to them, and it makes them an adverb. If we take the ly off, then it's an adjective. But also, good is not goodly. It actually changes words. So we'll talk about that in just a sec. So first of all, adjectives modify only nouns and pronouns. They cannot modify verbs, adjectives, or adverbs. That's the job of an adverb. So we can't use sure and modify a verb because sure is an adjective, okay? In all of the sentences, the wrong kind of modifier was used. Were you able to, okay. Can you identify the modifier errors in the following sentences? Roses smell sweetly. Roses smell sweetly. Now, if we were describing the verb, sweetly would be correct. But in this case, smell, roses can't actually smell, right? Okay, there's a good check for you. But because roses smell, it says roses smell sweetly, smell is a linking verb. Roses, that's how they smell, or that it describes them, okay? So we could put it in the front of it and we could say sweetly roses? No, sweet roses, okay? So in this case, roses smell sweet. A predicate adjective is needed after the linking verb, okay? Goliath was sure tall, okay? In this case, it's describing an adjective. Tall is an adjective. And so we'd want to say surely, okay? So these are your adverbs. These are your adjectives, okay? So we don't want to use an adjective as an adverb, and we don't want to use an adverb as an adjective, okay? That was a real good book report, Jackson. Kind of sounds like you're from the deep south. You don't know how to talk yet. Okay? No, there are plenty of people in the South that can talk correctly, but there are some that do talk, and they would say they use these adjectives when they should use an adverb, or they use an adverb when they should use an adjective, okay? So really, that was a really good book report, Jackson, okay? So really good would be an adjective that it's describing. And I have to admit that I play the piano bad, okay? What is bad being, let's see, bad's not on my list. Let me put it down here. What is bad being used, describing? How he plays, right? And plays is a verb. Let me spell my word correctly. I was thinking so much on the ly that I started to write it before I got the rest of the word in badly. So I have to admit that I play the piano badly. And then I feel badly about forgetting your birthday. So really, you should say, I felt bad about forgetting your birthday. That would be better. Okay, so here, he runs really swift. Okay, it's how he runs, so it would be swiftly. Okay, and then good, if you remember, well is the other one. I don't feel so good would actually be correct to say I don't feel so well. And so that's just some examples of this. You are going to change the adjective to its adverb form, whether that's adding an ly or changing words like good to well. And so if you're not sure on one, you can, these ones are pretty simple. The spelling might be your hardest thing, so keep in mind some of your, if it ends in a Y, you might have to change it to I before you add ly. Keeping an E or dropping an E at the end of a word just depends on the word. But just do your best on that, and if you're really stuck, your parents can let me know. If you look on page 228, here's a little, the look closely, never use sure, real, or bad as adverbs. The adverb forms are surely, really, and badly. Okay, so, and these are probably the most common ones that get used incorrectly because people just they either don't remember from when they learned it or they didn't really learn it right. Okay, and so, or it didn't stick, and that's okay. We just want to help it stick for you guys so that you can sound like you're educated, and that we want to do things to the best of our ability because that's what God wants. And so that's what we're working towards. So in think B, it says underline the correct adjective or adverb in parentheses and complete the sentence. To complete the sentence, sorry. And then in the blank, put ADJ if you choose the adjective, or ADV if you choose the adverb, okay? So you have to remember which one is which, okay? We're gonna do the first two together, and then I'll let you finish these 3 pages on your own, and then I'll let you go. So number 1, do not feel bad or badly. Everyone makes mistakes. Okay, so which word should be in that sentence? What is it being used as? Do not feel bad or do not feel badly. In this case, it would be bad because feel is a linking verb. And so it would be your predicate adjective. And so it would be an adjective, and so it's bad. Okay, so underline bad, write ADJ in the blank. Number 2, Dad slammed on his brakes quick to avoid hitting the cat. Dad slammed on his brakes quickly to avoid hitting the cat. What is quick or quickly describing? Slammed, the verb, okay? So we need what? An adverb, and it would be quickly. Okay, so underline quickly, write ADV in the blank. All right, so I'm gonna let you finish those. If you have questions, wanna go back over what I said about them, you can do that. Really, I just wanna make sure that you guys are understanding this. So if I need to do something, you need to contact me, please let me know. And go ahead and make sure that you do on page 226, think B and the go back, whether you do the go back as you go, or if you want to do that, save that for the very end, or if you're going to do homework. And then 227, you're doing think A, and then 228, you're doing think B. Okay, so you're going to finish all of that, and then we will see you in the next lesson.